I chain smoke and I say fuck a lot. But I accept myself for the way I am. I accept you too. Viewer discretion advised.
C60 in oil is a powerful antioxidant that moves through the body like a magnet to attract and neutralize free radicals. Gotta get rid of those radicals. It can slow down aging and reduce cell damage, improve the immune system, and reduce inflammation naturally. If you're interested, check out my link in the description and buy me some while you're at it. This is something that just struck me and I thought it was worth sharing because I don't know how much time we have. The 1992 LA riots, April 29 to May 4, 1992. And 2.5 weeks after that at a Bilderberg group meeting in France, May 21, 1992. Transcribed from a tape recording made by Swiss delegate Michael Renier, publisher and CEO of Renier Incorporated. Henry Kissinger said, quote, "Today, Americans would be outraged if UN troops entered Los Angeles to restore order. Tomorrow, they will be grateful. This is especially true if they were told there was an outside threat from beyond, whether real or promulgated, that threatened our very existence. It is then that all people of the world will plead with world leaders to deliver them from this evil. The one thing that every man fears is the unknown. When presented with this scenario, individual rights will be willingly relinquished for guarantee of their well-being, granted to them by their world government." So that was 2.5 weeks after the LA riots. And for decades, they've all been very vocal about wanting their one world government, new world order, including Henry Kissinger.
A new world order.
After 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
And how negative or positive it will be will depend on what kind of new world order we really create.
There's a need for a new world order.
Novus order seclorum, a new order for the centuries, for the ages, forever.
I think a new world order is emerging.
Out of it came a new Europe, a new world order.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
You really need to bring China into the creation of a new world order.
You got to eliminate that compliance and you make it a mandate. And then you do training, particularly in the city, I'll call them licensing departments, whether it's zoning, buildings, housing will be impacted by it, planning certainly. And you pick the people to run those agencies and the deputies that are pledging allegiance to the new world order and good governance.
Even Ted Turner, who was rumored to be the one behind the Georgia Guidestones, says for the new world order, he thinks the UN should be the global police.
What do you think America's place in the new world order should be? It's always been seen as the global policeman.
I think the global policeman should be the United Nations.
So in 1992, right after the riots, Kissinger was talking about bringing in UN troops to restore order. And now that we just had all these riots, it kind of freaks me out a little bit that they're trying to get the UN to intervene. From NBC, June 8, 2020, George Floyd's family appeals to UN for support for police reform. George Floyd's family and his legal team released on Monday a letter they sent to the UN requesting recommendations for police reform in the U.S. To UN Human Rights Council, mandate independent investigation into U.S. police killings of black people and protest suppression. The undersigned family members of victims of police killings and civil society organizations call on the UN Human Rights Council to urgently convene a special session to respond to the unfolding grave human rights crisis in the U.S. Recent police killings of unarmed black people, as well as police use of excessive force and repression of protest, violate U.S. obligations under international law. ACLU, families of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Philando Castile, Michael Brown, and 600 plus rights groups. These are civil rights violations, but if you think the United Nations aren't going to be worse, well, you got another thing coming. They have a history of sexual assault, rape, pedophilia, and unfortunately, it's all part of the plan. A whistleblower has claimed United Nations staff could have carried out 60,000 rapes in the last decade. as aid workers indulge in sex abuse unchecked around the world. The claim is in a bombshell dossier that former senior United Nations official Andrew McLeod handed over to DFID Secretary Priti Patel last year. In it, Professor McLeod also estimated there are 3,300 pedophiles working for the world body's various agencies alone. Thousands more predatory sex abusers specifically target aid charity jobs to get close to vulnerable women and children. And there has been an endemic cover-up of the sickening crimes for 2 decades, with those who attempt to blow the whistle just getting fired. Sharing his dossier with The Sun, Professor McLeod last night warned that the spiraling abuse scandal was on the same scale as the Catholic churches. Also, this Saturday, June 13, 2020, expose Bill Gates. All day long, hashtag expose Bill Gates. If you look below in the description box or in the pinned comments, I will have a bunch of links to videos I've made and other creators have made. Hashtag expose Bill Gates. Let's make it trend.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
Fucking stoned.
I got